friends. We're gonna see how audio stuff is tonight. I've been having to tweak it some, and I think it looks like this can go louder. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, I'm having to figure out how to rebalance everything, because you might notice I don't have ears. There's no ears. My ears are inside the cabinet. So finally, after like a year of saying I need new headphones because they're giving up on life and constantly having issues, I finally got new headphones. And they just came this afternoon. So I've been trying to get them set up and all that. So hopefully everything works out okay with this. So you guys might have to tell me if audio stuff is really wonky, or if you can't hear stuff, or if stuff's too loud, or whatever. So you're gonna have to let me know. I tried to test a little bit, but it's a little bit hard without some feedback. So we're gonna launch the game, and then you guys can tell me on the balance of everything, how it is. Suki, right? Ma'am, I need to use the mouse. I need to use the mouse. It's underneath your booty. Scoot, please. Okay, I guess my arm is just going underneath you. All right. We're gonna go ahead and pause that there. Ah, Suki, I just stabbed your face, ma'am. I wasn't trying to stab your face. Okay, I need input. Now, keep in mind the opening sequence is gonna scream no matter what I do. But, you'll have to let me know beyond that. It sounds good. Okay. Game audio is a tiny bit quiet. Well, it's about to scream, so that's perfect. It's also set on like the minimum volume, so it can go up for sure. But I did not want it to be too loud, especially with the opening sequence, so I figured it was better to err on a little bit quiet to start, and then we can bump it up. Also enjoy your lurk, Maggie. The opening sequence is so iconic. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and
Welcome
start.
to my latest case, Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. To start, choose junior or senior detective.
And when
Dear
she's
Hannah,
done screaming...
Here I am at the railroad station along with a handful of other detectives about
It's
to
not
board
screaming
a
time
train
yet.
bound for who knows where. The only person who knows where we're going is Lori Gerard. That's the young woman who invited everyone. Actually, she didn't really invite me. She invited Frank and Joe Hardy, and they invited me. And I've always wanted to join forces with the Hardy boys. I just hope this doesn't turn out to be another one of Lori's silly attempts to grab publicity.
Love that,
Some
aren't they
people can be a
cute?
little too rich and a little too famous for their own good. Wish me luck. Love, Nancy.
So I'm just
Well,
imagining
people, now that our little orientation tour is
Nancy with
over,
her Polaroid
let's
camera
get
just
started.
snapping pics in the train
Okay,
station.
I, again, am Lori Gerard, and the first thing I want to do is thank you all for coming. John Gray, I am so thrilled that you're taking time out from that TV show of yours to do some ghost hunting here with us. I mean, Ghost Chasers is like the best cable show ever.
Oh no,
And Charlene
not feeling like a
Purcell.
sardine.
I cannot tell you how much I adore those romance novels you write. Your characters just seem so real. And all that stuff you know about the Old West, you are just awesome. And Tino Balducci, only the most famous police detective in the country. And then there's Frank and Joe Hardy. They're amateur detectives. My dad and their dad are old friends. And you must be the other amateur detective, their friend, Natalie?
Why are we
Nancy.
sitting on the floor?
Nancy Drew?
Whatever. All right, I'll bet you're wondering where we're going.
Why are we
Well,
on the
we're
floor?
going to Copper Gorge, Colorado. Why? To solve the mystery of what happened to Jake Hurley, the man who originally owned this train. Because see, one
God, I
day
feel
in
like a bedridden
1903, his
Victorian
train,
child.
this train, was
Not the
found
Victorian
in a
children.
place called Blue Moon Canyon,
Casey.
which was out in the middle of the Nevada desert. Only the engineer was on board, and he was dead. As for Jake Hurley, he had disappeared from the face of the earth. Oh, and two more things. Before he disappeared, Jake was rumored to have found the richest gold mine in the world. And the train he owned, this train, his wife Camille died on it while they were going to the gold fields. It was rumored to be haunted.
How'd I never realize that her hair has so many different colors
Oh
before?
my gosh.
The whole underside is like platinum and the
Hey,
top's
what's
yellow.
going on?
What's that?
People should never go tampering with things they don't understand.
Oh, brother.
It's okay. Everybody just stay calm. No need to panic. I'll get to the bottom of this.
Well, Nancy, you're up on all that social etiquette stuff. What are you supposed to do when your hostess vanishes into thin air?
Okay. Listen,
If I don't seem concerned, it's because I'm not.
Charlene,
Lori
hold
Gerard
on.
is a young woman whose only
Hold
goal in life
on.
is to be famous. She craves attention and habitually uses
Charlene.
her father's considerable wealth to get it.
pause. I want to know why. I want to know why is Joe's hair comprised of like 3 polygons? Meanwhile, they went so far as to draw in Tino Balducci's chest hair. Why? 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 Okay, no. This ceased and the game just started. Oh dear heavens. Okay. I think the game might be a little bit quieter now, so once I can get out of conversation, we can bump it up. Why did the opening scene feel like Tina was hitting on all of us? Oh my gosh. I mean, maybe he was. I don't know. I don't know. I will never understand Tino.
So you think her disappearing like that is just some kind of publicity stunt?
I just think she couldn't resist showing off in front of all of us minor celebrities.
The
What was
eyebrows.
your name again?
Oh my gosh.
Nancy Drew.
The
You and I
eyebrows.
have actually met. Sort of. I called you not too long ago when I was at Shadow Ranch. You gave me some information about Dirk Valentine.
Ah, Nancy Drew.
Not hitting on all of us the moment his ex gets captured. Not cool, dude. Right? Oh my gosh. Like, he was literally just smirking when she was like, only the most famous police detective. And he's just like, that's me, I'm cool. And then she disappears and he's like, well, time to lay on the charm for everybody else.
You
Oh,
remember
no.
me?
That's not what I
No.
meant to click. You didn't have to tell me that you don't remember me. I was gonna click the other option and I clicked the wrong thing because somebody... Oh boy.
Have you ever met Lori's other guests before?
Psst, Nancy,
Yes.
come here.
The little...
Excuse
The
me
little
for a
hand.
second.
Okay. So, we said the volume was
Here
like
I
a
am
little
at the
bit
railroad
quiet,
station along
right?
with a handful of other detectives about to board a train bound for who knows where. The only person who knows where we're going is Lori Gerard. Here I am at the railroad
need
station
input.
along with
Am I
a handful of other
making a-
detectives about to board a train bound for who knows where. The only person who knows where we're
Am I
going
making
is
it a little
Lori
bit
Gerard.
louder?
Here I am at the railroad
Ma'am,
station along with a
Suki, stop.
handful of
They
other
don't want
detectives
ASMR
about to
on the
board a
microphone.
train
Stop
bound
it.
for who knows where. The only person who knows where we're
Scoot.
going is Lori
Oh,
Gerard.
dear heavens.
Here I am at the
And
railroad
she wants to
station
get him
along
out.
with a handful of other
Suki, there's no room
detectives
for you.
about to board a train bound for who knows where. The only person who
There's
knows
no
where
room.
we're going is Lori Gerard.
There's no room.
Here I am
Oh,
at the
dear
railroad station
heavens.
along with a handful of other
Suki,
detectives.
that
She
about to
has
board a
barely
train bound
interacted
for
with
who
me
knows
today,
where.
and then as
The
soon as
only
I'm
person
streaming,
who
she's like,
knows where we're going
time to
is
cause
Lori
chaos.
Gerard. Here I am at the railroad station along with a handful of other detectives about to board a train bound for who knows where. The only person who
Suki, you're
knows
gonna
where
make
we're
me
going
accidentally
is Lori
max out this
Gerard.
volume,
Here I
and
am
we're
at
all
the
gonna
railroad
die.
station along with a handful of other detectives about to board a train bound for who knows where. The only person who knows where we're going is Lori Gerard. Here I am at the railroad station along with a handful of other detectives about to board a train bound for who knows where.
Is this loud
The only
enough? I'm
person
not
who
getting
knows where we're
feedback
going
from
is Lori
anybody,
Gerard.
'cause
Here
I
am
can
at the
hear.
railroad station along
But
with a
I don't know how
handful of
well
other
you guys can
detectives
hear.
about to board a train bound for who knows where. The only person who knows where we're going is Lori Gerard. Here I am at the railroad station.
This is pretty good. Do we want it louder? Because I think one thing with the new headphones is that I think it's outputting possibly a bit louder for you guys than it is for me. Or at least like before it was kind of the opposite, where it would output really loud for me and quieter for you guys. So in case you never knew that, previously I always had to have the game like screaming in my headset so you guys could hear it like at all. So right now it's actually fairly quiet for me. So I'm not complaining about not hearing things scream. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. You will have to tell me likewise for the alert box if it's too loud. Because again, it's quieter for me, but in relation to like everything else. If it's too loud, let me know. Or too quiet, or whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and save. Just so we don't, as much as I love the opening cutscene, that's a lot of non-skippable content. Oh, hello, Carter. I love you too. Much love. Video cover's hilarious. I was laughing when I made it. It cracked me up. You're at work and cannot stay. Big sad. Oh, so much big sad. Yes, wish you could stay. Sending all the love. I feel so like free with movement because I'm not tangled up in a cord since I have the wireless now, so that's huge. But also these apparently have like surround sound, so it's, I don't know, the sound is interesting because like it's not quite as like screaming loud for me, but it's more like filled
you are
out.
so sassy. But that's what I love about you. Sassy.
Speaking of which, that sounded like he was like behind me, so that startled me for a second. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's not what I meant to do.
Hey,
Trying to
Nance.
click here.
Where have you two been?
I followed Tino Balducci.
And I went after John Gray. He went straight to the room in the car that used to be Camille's and didn't come out again. I could hear all these weird noises coming from inside.
Hunter, I actually have no idea on that. But I will say I can definitely tell the difference with just the sound feeling fuller just from these headphones. So that was really interesting.
Any idea what he was doing?
I was just about to go in, but the next thing I know, Joe's got my arm in a vice grip and is dragging me back here, babbling about how Balducci's our guy.
He found something on the floor right where Lori was standing when the train went dark. I saw him pick it up and put it in his pocket. Then he left.
Did you ask him about it?
When I tried to talk to him, he just kind of brushed me aside and said something snotty like, "I'm on the job here, Junior, so just go back to the playground and stay out of the way." In case you two hadn't noticed, we're not getting a lot of respect around here. Can't we at least tell Balducci that we do stuff for ATAC?
You know the rules.
ATAC?
American Teens Against Crime. We do a lot of undercover work for them.
Wonder Cop's probably never even been undercover.
Joe, let it go. What'd Charlena have to say?
She thinks Lori is faking this whole disappearance thing.
She's not the only one.
How can you say that? You heard Lori scream.
Anybody can scream, Joe. Especially girls whose fathers have given them acting lessons along with everything else they've ever wanted.
What about you, Nancy? What do you think?
Okay, so Casey says, imagine if you could play as Frank and Joe more like you can in Cree, and you could ask people different questions. Imagine playing as Joe and him interacting with Tino. That would be so fun. Like if this game ever got a remaster, that would be super cool. And I feel like just in general, like bringing back that concept that we saw in Alibi and Ashes, where like characters react differently to different player characters. Yeah, exactly, Hunter. Like in Alibi and Ashes, I think that would be really cool, because I think that was a lot of fun to have to kind of strategize about what characters you use to talk to different suspects to get more information. I think even just in general, like I think we had this in Sea of Darkness. I'm trying to remember what other games where like whether the way that you talked about things or the way you ask questions or like how hard you push people would affect whether they gave you information or if they just kind of shut down and stopped talking to you. I would love to see that come back. Can we just have branching dialogue trees come back instead of just you can only say what the game wants you to say? Like, I need more dialogue that doesn't matter. I need more dialogue that's just for like lore and vibes and that sort of thing. That's just fun, but also the branching stuff where you can ask things in different ways and get different information. I need that back. Having it so that like Frank and Joe could ask questions that Nancy can't ask about, or ask about Nancy. Yeah, that would all be really interesting. Do it for the vibes. Exactly. Hello, Sir Pyro Guy. Hope you're doing well. We're bringing the Hardys as fully playable. What's our excuse for having Nancy locked in a separate part of the train? That is a good question. Because, like, that's why it works in... So I'm trying to think. So we had... Really, every time we've had the Hardy Boys, there's some reason why they don't overlap areas with Nancy. Like, Creature of Kapu Cave, they're on separate sides of the island, so they're never overlapping. And then there's like a convenient excuse of where Frank is so that Joe doesn't see him. And then Midnight in Salem, we play as Frank when he's like in select areas of the map that Nancy isn't. And so there's like always that separation. So Ash was really the only one we saw where there isn't necessarily separation, and it's just Ned just ceases to exist when you're not playing as Ned, in case you hadn't noticed that, because he has no physical character model, so he's just nowhere. Meanwhile, if you're not playing as Bess or George, they have like their homing position that they stay at. Granted, George doesn't, I don't think she doesn't show up until later in the game, maybe? I'm trying to remember. Bess is visible from early on, and then George is later, and Ned is never. So like that kind of thing works. Now obviously with Nancy that doesn't work because we can't see Nancy. For real, branching dialogue is the best. Had a big rant about it yesterday. Yeah, for sure. I'd love to see it come back. It could be when she's in a town. Yeah, that's true. Heading to class, I don't know when I'll be back. Alright, well I hope class goes well, Hunter. Thanks for stopping in for a little bit. Hope you have a good evening. Spooky is attacking a box because reasons. Go sit in the box. Be appeased by the box. can't see Nancy. Yeah, it rhymes. That's so funny. Doing good. Liz and baby say hi. Aw. I'm so glad that you guys are doing well. Good to hear from you. Much love. Maybe Nancy can just know she can't ask a certain suspect about something. If I try to ask Tino about this, he'll refuse to answer me, so I have to ask the parties. The self-awareness would be so funny. Okay, well, obviously we have to agree with
I
Frank.
kind of agree with Frank.
You've got to be kidding.
I still... I still love that meme that I made, like, forever ago. That's like Nancy. I kind of agree with Frank, and then it's just Frank sitting there, and he's got, like, the anime girl, like, blushing cheeks. And it makes me so happy. I love that meme. It's one of my favorites. It's so simple, but so effective.
Has anyone talked to the engineer?
Not that I know of.
Then I'm going to head up front and tell him what's happened. Maybe he knows something we don't.
Good idea. In the meantime, we'll take another look around in here.
Great. Catch you later.
Just don't climb on top of the train, Nancy.
Pretty. Looks like some kind of gemstone.
There's so many, like,
It looks like there's something behind this painting.
so many
I can't
things
see
and
the
little
movement.
clues and whatnots that I missed when I first played this
Sadie
game.
Crawford.
Does seem obvious now, but like when I first played this game, I didn't get this hint that explains that puzzle thing. I didn't get that at all. I just totally missed that. I don't know if I didn't look at that or if I just didn't understand, like it didn't compute. It took forever to find this darn thing. That's for sure. Oh, and I didn't understand the... what is it? The shoes? That these are both left shoes? Like, I just overlooked that completely. They're even clearly both left shoes and have L's in them, but... my Dumbo brain did not register that for some reason.
Engineer, what do you want?
Hello, I'm one of the passengers, and I just thought you should know that Laurie Gerard has disappeared.
So?
Found some strange glitched animations by digging into Mid's files, which included Deirdre appearing to make a jack-o'-lantern. What? Oh, I'm intrigued. Definitely a bunch of potential for playing as other characters and for more fun dialogue instead of whatever is just required. Absolutely. Hello, Tori. Glad to see you. Hope your Monday's going well.
I just thought you might want to call the police or something.
Hey, all I know is I take orders from Miss Gerard, okay? Right now my orders are to get this train to Copper Gorge non-stop. And until Miss Gerard tells me otherwise, that's what I'm gonna do.
But Laurie may not even be on the train anymore.
Look, Miss Gerard may not be a rocket scientist or anything, but even she knows better than to jump off a moving train.
But
Now, if you'll excuse me, I got me a train to run.
But what if she climbed on top of the train and started talking to Tom Hanks?
a square and a duck.
My body feels old today. Oh no! That's so
Looks like some sort of
relatable.
steam valve.
Oh no.
Uh-oh, that
Okay.
doesn't look good.
Okay. Oh, I was gonna say we can undo it, right? It scared me for a second. I was like, oh no, I did not mean to do a second chance.
Another gemstone.
Another cairn. Is anyone else upset by the fact that we have to look like sideways down on this puzzle and we can't just look straight down on it? Because it bothers me. Like, my eyeballs are not good enough for this. That's clearly in the middle. Oh, I need to be matching the picture on the top. very helpful if we actually paid attention to things. Wait a second. That's definitely that. Okay, I think that's right. Okay, I think that's like right. Hello, Hannah. Glad to see you. Hope you're doing well today. Like the video right as I got here, so now I can't forget. Right? That's how I am. It's like, if more than a couple seconds pass, I've just already forgotten what's happening, and I don't know what universe I'm in. It's fine. Hey!
Left pickaxe and lamp with fuel for safekeeping. To open what's closed, lead is the key. Or is it lead is the key? This must have been the sleeping car.
I think it still is a sleeping car, Nancy.
I need 4 numbers to unlock this, and there's, what, 10,000 possible combinations? Guessing could take me a while.
Challenge accepted. No, I'm just kidding. That is something I would do. The number of times that there's been a puzzle and someone was like, you can't brute force this puzzle, Liv. And I'm just like, watch me. And I brute force the puzzle.
Hey, come on over here. Hi, you're that Nancy
hello,
person.
sir.
How you doing? John Gray.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I've seen your TV show.
Then I don't have to explain what I'm doing.
Thinking of you yesterday when we bought a giant bottle of honey at an Asian market. A giant bottle of honey? What are you going to do with all the honey? Real ones remember the tomb canopic jar pieces. Yes, that was one. I can't remember who it was, or if it was just multiple people who said I couldn't brute force that one. But I distinctly remember that one. People being like, you cannot brute force this. This is too complicated. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, because I always brute force this puzzle, because why would I not do that? You think I'm gonna walk out into the place to look at these things? Like, obviously not. Wait, you put half to 1 cup of honey in muffins? That's so much honey. That's a lot of honey. Wait, what kind of muffins? Now I'm really curious, because this sounds delicious. I love honey. I think Hunter gave you statistics and you were all like, bet. Yeah, that checks out. Nah, the statistical odds don't apply to me. Wait, spinach muffins? Wait, what? I have so many questions. Also, no wonder you need that much. That much honey. Ooh, banana bread. Ooh, I love banana bread. I usually make my banana bread as muffins versus loaves, because I feel like it's just easier to bake it, and it, like, as a loaf, I feel like sometimes it can be easy for part of it to be a little dried out, and then part of it to be, like, a little too not dried out, if you know what I mean. Like, it just doesn't bake as evenly. But muffins are nice and easy. One of my favorite kind of muffins to do is chocolate chip pumpkin muffins. Those are really good. Wait, I have free will and can make a banana bread recipe in muffin tins? Yeah, have you not done that before? Have you never tried that? Like, basically any of those, like, sweet bread loaf recipes, you can just do it as muffins, and you just change the cook time. I always do them as muffins. Also, hello, Holly. Glad to see you. Hope your day's going well. Also, it has to wait on something because spoilers. But, it's over. I have a secret project. I want to collaborate with you on something. So message me later. You like making pancakes and muffin tins? I've seen people do that, but I've never done it before. Also, we have to go with this dialogue option.
Oh, heck no. Why, you're measuring the whoozy whatsism with your trusty gizmometrometer thing.
Right now, I'm taking time-lapse electromagnetic readings
Exactly.
and recording background noise. This was Camille's private car.
Never
If she
occurred
had
to you.
something to do with Lori's disappearance, analyzing these readings may give me a clue as to Lori's whereabouts.
So, I don't know if she got it from somewhere else, but the banana bread that I always make is a recipe from my mom. I don't know that it's her recipe. She probably got it from somewhere else, honestly. But she always made it as muffins. But like on the recipe card that she wrote out for me, she gave the instructions for doing it as muffins versus loaves. So like how you do the cook time. But I just always do it as muffins because it's easy. And then they're like nice and portable because you can just grab one and take it with you if you're like on the run.
Are you saying that Camille's ghost kidnapped Lori?
What to most people are ghosts are actually temporary distortions in local electromagnetic fields caused
John
by
has
the presence
who's-its
of
and what's-its
residual psychic
galore.
energy
He does
generated
indeed.
by the person or persons who frequented that particular locale. That's my working theory, at least.
I still feel like he just looks more like a DJ. Like, is anyone else getting that vibe? Also, I love just how thick this laptop is. This looks like one of those laptops that like an engineer would take into the factory that's made to be indestructible. And it's like you could launch that thing into a fire and it would come out completely unscathed. Like, you could beat it with a sledgehammer and it would be fine. It looks like one of those. Like, you know the ones that like they latch together? Like you close them, they don't just like sit closed like that. They actually have like latches that hold them together and then you just like yeet them in the air. That's what that looks like to me. But the whatever this logo thing is on the back, it's giving very much like middle school boys. Like a band sticker they would put on their PlayStation or something. I'm very confused about the vibes happening here. His hair is delightful, though. I like the hair. I like the fact that his head is shaped like a guitar pick. I'm not entirely sure why his head's shaped like a guitar pick. It's also more extreme for me than it is for you because, like, the game is stretched on my monitor, so it looks more like a guitar pick. But anyway. Giving Punchy LaRue her tunes, I bet. Hardcore DJ vibes. What happened to the headphones with the cat ears? Oh yeah. So I explained that at the beginning. They've been having issues for like a year now, at least. And like my audio will just like cut out randomly, like all sorts of stuff happens. But so I still have them in the cabinet, but I just finally got new ones to replace them. So this is my first time using them. They literally just showed up this afternoon. And they're already like, they're so much better. It's night and day different. So I'm excited, but I've had to try to like kind of tweak audio things and all that to make it work because they're very different. So that's been fun. So if anything is too loud or too quiet or too something weird, let me know because I'm still sorting that out.
That's very interesting.
It's all very scientific. But the fact is, Lori's missing, and I for one am doing everything in my power to find her. The vibes I'm getting make me think she could be in serious trouble.
Here's the thing I want to know though. Why are his lips this light of a shade of pink? Like, why are his lips bubblegum pink? Like, it's giving like You know, like back in the day, the girls that would like put concealer over their lips and then put like a nude lipstick and their lips were like really light colored. Like that's what it looks like to me. It looks like he put like a light colored concealer or powder or something and then put really light pink lipstick. And I am very confused by this. I don't know why they're so light colored. Just realized I have a Zach turtleneck white sweater, my current fave sweater. Not sure how I feel to be twinning with him. I mean, I could see that being a really solid sweater, honestly.
Charlena Purcell thinks Lori is just playing some kind of joke on us.
Charlena Purcell writes romance novels. End of comment.
What do you think of Tino Balducci?
I kind of feel sorry for the guy. After catching those bank robbers, he can't just be a good cop anymore. He's got to be a great cop. Tough to perform under that kind of pressure.
Side note, I feel like I shouldn't share this because it's probably a spoiler of some future project, but there's a character in another game that I ship him with that I think they could be like a really cool couple. I stand by that one.
Is Lori a friend of yours?
First time I met her was when I
Oh,
boarded this
Rosie's
train
entered
with
the
all the
chat.
rest of you.
Oh, we love the
I know her by
kitties.
reputation, of course.
We love kitties
Like
joining
everyone
us.
else who reads the
Side eye
tabloids.
Suki.
It doesn't appear that anyone
Wherever
aboard
she
this
is.
train is her friend.
Oh, she's sleeping. Suki's being a good girl now. She's over sleeping in the chair by Mr. Beat's computer. Maybe she doesn't have any friends.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Nancy.
Maybe you can be too rich after all.
Oh my gosh. The shade.
Well, I'll catch you
We
later.
need sassy Nancy
Goodbye.
back as well. What is this? Why does my man have sonar? I mean, and tell me he's not doing DJ stuff. Like we have a visualizer and sonar. What is looks like a weather machine. like a Doppler. It's so funny.
Sickly Sarah caught a germ so new it made one of her pretty green eyes turn blue.
You know, I can appreciate the fact that Her Interactive put this font on here, and then they immediately were like, you know what? Children can't read this. We need to narrate that. At least they were self-aware.
Samplers.
I don't know the explanation for Nancy reading that out loud, though. That's clearly legible. Speaking of things being read aloud, I want us to bring back having characters like the historical characters read things. Like Dirk Valentine and Meryl Humber reading their stuff. Francis's cousin Ellie reading her letter. Like, I want more of that, please.
This looks like some sort of game.
Did I do this now? I can't remember.
I did it!
Hey,
Wonder what's in here.
why is this at an angle? Why are we looking at this at an angle? And why is the word camp scrawled out? And what was written up here? I have so many questions. So many questions, so few answers.
Don't do that,
Ow.
please.
Why is he
Those
blurry?
microphones I set up over there are very sensitive. Just about took out my eardrums. You can play that thing when I'm done. I'll let you know when that is, all right?
Okay.
Shadowrange is so immersive because of the reading. Sad that none of the other games do that much. Yeah. You could argue there's a form of it in Deadly Device with the audio diaries. Yeah, I really enjoyed the audio diaries. I thought that was great.
Looks like some
Yeah, I
kind
want
of
more of that
sewing
kind of
sampler.
stuff.
I wonder if there's a relationship between those symbols and those numbers.
The noise upset Rosie. Oh no! Tragic.
Thomasina O'Neill.
Also, this is supposed to be black hair. What about this looks like black hair? This looks blue.
Looks like Camille was teaching
I get
herself
that there's
how
like
to
a
play the
fine
piano.
line, especially in video games, but I always thought this was like a ribbon or something. I didn't even know that was hair.
I wonder what's under here, and what the deal is with those weird-looking bolts. Hello?
Gosh.
Nancy, hi, it's me.
Hi, Bess.
And me.
Hey, George, what's up?
What's up? You're the one who's on the train.
Imagine a
collecting
voiceover of
famous
Kate's letter.
people.
I know,
Or
I've
tell
thought about
us.
that before.
This is torture, Nancy.
I would be
I'm dying of
sobbing.
Curiosity here. Bess, just calm down. Oh, like you're not just as curious as I am. She's the one who insisted we call you Nancy. Only because you're driving me crazy. I'm supposed to be helping her paint her room, but every other
Normally
brushstroke,
can't
she's
stay. We're
like,
doing family
"Where do you
movie
think
night
she
with
is now?
pizza.
How do you think the
Sounds
Hardy boys are
good,
doing?
Ricky.
Why
Wish
do
you could
think she
stay,
hasn't
but
called?
thanks for
What do you
popping in to
think
say
Lord
hi.
Gerard is wearing? Oh,
What movie you guys
George,
watching?
That is so not true. I could
So what
care
kind of
less
pizza did you
what Lord
get?
Gerard is wearing. So come on,
I love
Nancy.
pizza.
You're on a train full of famous people bound for who knows where. So dish already, would ya? Bess, calm down. Look what you did. You got paint in my hair. I'm sorry. You know, actually, that looks kind of cool. Nice try, Bess. No, really. You're just saying that because you're afraid I'll bail and you'll wind up having to paint this dump all by yourself. George, I kid you not. You should seriously think about doing some major highlights in that color.
What color is it?
Adobe beige.
Nice try, Bess.
What's going on, Nan?
I really wish they had picked a different voice for Kate. I wouldn't be against it being a different person, but honestly, I kind of liked it. And I guess part of why, the fact that it was also Lonnie made it feel more, it helped her feel more connected to Nancy for me. And then the flashbacks, we had a younger voice actor for Nancy, so they didn't sound similar in the flashbacks. Yeah, I don't know. I really like The Silent Spy, though. I don't know if I'd say that's like one of my favorite games, but it's higher up there for me. I really like that one. I love the music in that game. Yeah, there's a lot I really like about it.
Our hostess has disappeared.
What do you mean, disappeared?
I mean, the train went into a tunnel, everything went dark, and when the train came out of the tunnel, no Lori. She just disappeared.
Publicity stunt.
Mr. Crafts decided on pepperoni pizza and Up for a movie. Try to avoid that movie because it's really sad and hormones. Yeah, it is a sad movie. It's a really cute one. I haven't seen it in a while. But yeah, definitely sad.
I'm not so sure.
Oh, come on. You don't really think something's happened to her, do you? Remember the time she was allegedly kidnapped from her Vegas hotel room? Yeah, the guy across the hall just happened to have a camera and got it all on tape. It made the evening news in practically every city in the country. And then there was her daring escape the next morning. Only it turns out she faked the whole thing. Of course, she claims her ex-boyfriend faked it to get back at her. She thought she was really being kidnapped. Like anybody believes that.
Sounds to me like somebody has been spending a lot of time reading the tabloids.
George has. Very funny. So what else is going on?
Long-term piano practice project right now is Married Life from Up. Hoping it's ready to record in spring. Ooh. I need to go back and listen to that song. Because, like, I think I know what song you're talking about, but it's been so long since I heard it. I need to go listen to it again, and then probably cry. If anyone wants a good Valentine's-themed sad movie, there was this Hallmark movie from forever ago that has, who does it have in it? It has Betty White in it, and oh my gosh, I can't remember the girl's name. I don't remember the main girl's name, but she's somebody else that's like pretty famous. It was called The Lost Valentine. It's this whole thing of like Betty White's character, her husband went missing overseas like all these years ago, and every year on Valentine's Day she goes to the train station to wait for him to come home, like in memory of him. And there's a scene at the end of the movie that's like, it's like a happy closure sort of thing, but there's a line she says that makes me start sobbing every time. I haven't seen that movie in forever, but it's a really cute movie. But it's one of those where there's like the older couple that has kind of like a plot thing, and then there's a younger couple that has like a new love plotline that's the happy thing and all that. So it's a cute movie. But anyway, what are we talking about? The arrangement you found nails the emotional arc of the song. Ooh, I can't wait to hear. Alright, bye Ricky. Hope you have a good evening. Sending tissues. I hope you don't cry too much. Hope it's a good evening.
Before she disappeared, Lori told us that the purpose of this train trip is to find out what happened to Jake Hurley, the train's original owner.
Was he murdered or something?
No one knows. He was married to a woman named Camille, but she died, and he eventually vanished while mining for gold. His train was found abandoned in Blue Moon Canyon, Nevada, with no one on board but his dead engineer.
Whoa, spooky. Have any theories?
Not yet, but the train is also rumored to be haunted by his dead wife.
So first Hurley's wife
Alright,
dies.
bye
then
Tori.
Hurley
Thanks for
vanishes,
coming
then the
by for a little
engineer
bit.
dies, Then Lori vanishes. A pattern.
Hope you have a good evening.
Bess, do us all a favor and leave the detective work to Nancy, okay?
Has either of you been to Copper Gorge, Colorado?
Never heard of the place. Why?
That's where the train I'm on is headed. Apparently Jake Hurley buried his wife Camille there after she died on the train.
She died on the train? Ew, creepy.
Okay, this is a slight nitpick, but can we talk about the fact that this train isn't going to Blue Moon Canyon? Like, the game is called Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon, but the train isn't going to Blue Moon Canyon. The train is from Blue Moon Canyon. That was like the last place it was. And then now you're going somewhere else completely unrelated. I don't know why, but this just like bugs me because like, why does the title of the game not match what actually happens in the game?
John Gray has set up a bunch of equipment in Camille's train car in hopes of documenting distortions in the electromagnetic field caused by her residual energy.
Say what? He's looking for Camille's ghost. Don't you ever watch him on TV? Just because I watch him doesn't mean I understand him.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Remember, when in doubt, call.
Okay, let's go ahead and save. We haven't done that in a minute. Okay. Dad got me a brand new simple to use camera phone. The only hard part is remembering to take pictures with it. Oh yes, how can I forget my favorite pastime in this game? Oh, not that. Not the emergency brake. That's not what I was going for. Send. It would be so fun if you actually got like a dialogue response from doing that. But sadly, she does not even acknowledge. You can just spam text Bess pictures of the Hardy Boys, and she has no response, which is tragic. Imagine if you could send it to Ned. Oh my gosh. I would just die. That'd be so funny.
Hey, Nancy, right?
You've got a better memory than our hostess.
Who doesn't? Amateur detective, huh? Ever thought about becoming a real detective? You know, like me?
You mean become a police detective? No, I never have.
It's a great job, you know. I love it. You, heard about those bank robberies I solved, right?
Tell me about them.
Baffling case. Two-man team at 17 banks in 3 states in 5 days. FBI had no idea who the perps were. But after forcing their vehicle to a stop, confronting them, despite the fact that they were armed and giving chase, I single-handedly made the collar.
This is my favorite.
I heard all they had was a plastic knife from a carry-out chicken place.
You heard wrong.
You see, Nancy, when somebody does something really remarkable in this country, the first thing everybody else does is try to tear them down. Reporters, late-night comedians, even some of my fellow officers, all have been spreading vicious lies about me. Why? Because they've never done anything remarkable in their sorry little lives, and they're jealous. Anyway, you should look around in here. Lots of interesting stuff. This was Jake's private car, you know.
I understand that you found something on the floor in the dining car.
Yeah, at first I thought it was an old coin, but it turned out to be some kind of slug.
Where do you think it came from?
Probably been lying there for 100 years. May have served a purpose back then, but now, worthless.
May I see it?
Sure. In fact, here, keep it. Wear it around your neck or something.
What
That way,
exactly
when
is a
people ask
slug
you
in
where
this
you got it,
context?
you can tell them Tino Balducci gave it to you. The Tino Balducci.
I looked up. Honestly, love Tino. He's a jerk, but he's a fun character. That's
Oh,
fair.
Thank you.
He is a very
What else can I
entertaining
do
character.
for you?
He's one of those that is like you love to hate him, kind of. You feel that way about Topham. I kind of have that with Topham, but Topham also just drives me off the edge a little bit. Like, he's a little bit too far for me. Like, I want to punch him. But yeah, that's just me.
So, what do you think happened to
I'm
Lori?
trying to remember because, like,
She
I've
could have been
googled
kidnapped.
slug
She
to
could have
get like a
been tossed
concise
off the
definition.
train. She could be
But
harmless. But I obviously
There's
won't
just
know
like
which
a
until
piece
I've
of
gathered all
metal
the
that could
facts.
be used for various purposes, like as a oh gosh, I'm gonna have to look it up, aren't I?
When do you think that will be?
I'll know the facts
I
when
don't
I
think
know
it's
the
necessarily
facts.
counterfeit.
The truth can't be rushed, you know.
Have you had a chance to talk to Charlena Purcell?
Now, why would I want to do a thing like that?
Let's see. Oh dear heavens. Oh, it is a counterfeit coin. Huh. So it's a counterfeit coin, but it can be, basically it can be like any sort of random little metal object that's vaguely coin-like. Interesting. I thought it was more like it was like a little metal thing that could be used as a coin, but it wasn't necessarily for currency, but it could be. It's clearly been a while since I had looked it up. Gotta help my husband edit a work proposal, then dinner, but have fun. Thanks for coming by for a little bit, Hannah. Glad to see you. Hope you have a good evening.
You don't like her?
I can't stand those sappy books she writes. And seeing as I said as much during an interview on national TV once, it's a pretty safe bet she doesn't like me.
Okay, but question. Why was a police detective being interviewed on national TV and decided to talk about how much he can't stand a specific, like, niche romance author? That seems really random, Tino. Like, what was the context for that? I feel like that's like one of those little nuggets that's just thrown in there. That's like how I feel about Nancy with the podcast thing and Key. It's like, what now? We're just really like gonna skim over that? Act like that was something casual?
Have you talked to John Gray?
The ghost guy? Total quack. Only reason I talked to him would be to arrest him for fraud.
You've been a big help.
Not a problem.
Okay.
Camille with Hager Anderson and Chantilly Hildegard. Looks like an old-fashioned cigar box. Wonder why it's locked. And what does AG mean?
No, I don't get to keep this. Click out of it.
JH. For Jake Hurley, obviously. Must be Jake's insignia.
Leaping lizards. Oh, I can go ahead and do this one now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
There, all done.
All right. Oh, there's one of the papers.
Eliza Sandberger.
I don't remember where this information came from, but I seem to recall somewhere it talked about how like the wallpapers and stuff in the train are based on actual historical wallpaper patterns, and I feel like that was really cool.
An old scale. Strange. It seems to be built into the wall. Those symbols look like the ones I saw in that sampler. That square and that duck look very familiar. To make this thing, whatever it is, I'm going to need a spyglass, a pickaxe, and a lamp.
This looks like
Citrine,
such a
amethyst,
modern
zircon.
blueprint.
Those are all gemstones, I think.
I love how that's supposed to be like old, made by Jake Hurley or something, and it looks
Silver.
very modern
What do all
and
those
clean.
colors have to do with silver?
Oh, I need to know that. Yeah, I think we were just talking about this like thing a minute ago. That it was a counterfeit coin.
This is where Jake's pickaxe goes. Wonder what's supposed to go here. Looks like I need to enter 8 letters into this thing. The question is, which 8 letters?
When I first played this game, I was like really unlucky, and I came over and pressed buttons on this, and I didn't get a single one that pressed down after clicking like 5 of them. And so I assumed I didn't have what I needed to do this. So I spent a ridiculous amount of time trying to find Lori because I couldn't figure out that I could go ahead and open this. Oh my goodness. My brain's gonna start losing track of what order things are in. Ah! Oh no, it was this. The wrong one. Ah! A similar thing I found was that there were these weighted minted coins made in California during the gold rush. Kind of a separate currency than federal money. Apparently usually gold. That's interesting. I think I have cat hair on my nose.
Lori?
Gee.
Oh my gosh! I never thought you'd
The way she
be the
says,
one to
"Oh my
find me."
gosh," gets me
No
every time.
offense. Nadine?
Nancy.
Nancy Drew.
Well, as you can see, I wasn't really spirited away by ghosts or anything. That bookshelf in the dining car, you step on this thing in the floor in there, and it slides open. I practiced disappearing for weeks.
So it was just all for show?
Well, not entirely. See, here's the deal. My dad wound up with this train when he bought out Noram Shipping. They'd been storing it in this old warehouse outside St. Louis for so long that everybody had just forgotten about it. Anyway, after like mass begging on my part, Dad had the train restored to working condition and got me an engineer and track permits and all that other stuff until finally, here we are, on our way to find out what happened to Jake Hurley.
I think you were going to explain why you kidnapped yourself.
Oh, right. Well, see, I was one of the first people in like 100 years to set foot on this train, okay? Everything was just the way it was when Jake disappeared. Except, I also found this. It's a letter that Jake wrote in
Try to read
1901
that.
to his niece back east. He was real
This is
paranoid about
fun.
plane jumpers, which is why he never told anyone where his mine was. But he was also afraid something would happen to him, and no one
Look
would
how
ever
big
know
the
where it
handwriting
was.
is compared
So
to
he
her
wrote
fingers.
This letter to
Like,
his only living
this is
relative,
tiny.
Ruth Kensington. Here, take it.
You want me to have it? Why?
Because you found me. See, in that letter, Jake tells Ruth that everything she needs to figure out where his mine is on this train. He also warns her that his wife's spirit is on the train too, which kind of creeps me out. But the thing is, to find Jake's lost mine, we need the train.
How do you know this Ruth person didn't find the mine decades ago?
Mostly because I found that letter in the wastebasket. It was like she'd gotten so ticked off, trying to follow her nutty uncle's clues, that she finally said to heck with the whole thing.
What about the other people you invited on this trip?
If you want to show them that letter, go ahead. It's totally up to you. We're going to Copper Gorge because that's where Jake buried Camille, so I figured his mine might be somewhere around there too. But if you think we need to go somewhere else, you just let me know and I'll have the engineer take us there.
How come you didn't try to find the mine yourself?
Maybe I did. Or maybe I just thought letting other people try to find it would be a good excuse to throw a party. I like parties.
How well do you know your guests?
The way she says I like
I
parties.
don't know you or those Harvey guys at all.
Hardy. Frank and Joe Hardy.
You've been
Whatever.
painting the caboose?
I didn't know John Gray before this either, but I
Well, I heard
loved
he was
his
making-
show.
Wait, are you
and
painting
I
it, like-
figured he'd jump at the
Like
chance
on a
to
canvas?
investigate
Or are
an
you painting it on
honest-to-goodness
a
haunted train.
bag or something?
And now that someone has finally found me, I can finally go meet him for real.
I need details.
What about Tino Balducci?
I met Tino right after he got famous for solving those robberies. Inviting him here for this was a no-brainer. I mean, what an awesome detective. And those piercing eyes of his, you just know his mind's in there going 90 miles an hour.
Uh-huh.
How well do you know Charlena Purcell?
I just know her from her books, which are so good. In fact,
I
I
like
just
how
started
the
reading
one
her
book
latest
is
one,
here is the
The
product
Moon
placement.
Tells No Lies. See, what I'd really like to do is write romance novels. Everybody who knows me says I'd be really good at it. In fact, a while back, I sent Charlena some ideas, you know, just to see what she thought.
And?
She hated
Oh,
them.
it's for the indie bag.
Guess I better get to work.
You go,
Yeah, I
girl.
could see it being difficult because, like, a lot of these colors are really dark, saturated colors. And especially right in here, you can kind of see that these all sort of could easily blur together if you don't,
Looks like a
Like-
dance floor, maybe?
if you don't mix them so that they're distinct enough, it could all kind of blur together and be hard to see the lines.
Okay, got my dancing shoes on. Now what?
No, Nancy, no, I need you to look at the shoes. No, stop. Escape. Escape. I'm just gonna go ahead and send that. We'll talk about it later. No, stop dancing. I just need to turn around.
Locked, naturally. Wonder how you open it.
Oh, yeah, you have to open it with the dancing.
Wonder how you're supposed to get this open.
Da-da-da. Oh, I need to read the letter.
I can use this to open that grate I saw in Camille's car.
Are these explosives? What are those? I think those are lanterns. It's tough, plus the area of the bag it's on is wider than the actual screenshot I'm using, so it's hard to get the proportions right. Yeah, I can see that. Let's go ahead and read the
The
letter.
3rd of November, 1901, from somewhere in
Hello,
Colorado.
Elle. Glad to see you.
Dear
Hope your
Ruth,
Monday's
I
going
know
well.
that we've never met, but now that your father,
What's the last
my
scene? Oh,
estranged
that's
brother,
exciting.
is gone, you are my only living relative. I am writing to you to tell you about my mind before I, too, depart this earth, and its location is lost forever. I cannot tell you outright where it is, lest this epistle fall into the wrong hands. But with the information which follows, and with my train, which shall be yours upon my death, I promise that you'll be able to find it. First, you will need a map. To obtain it, know that my travels have taken me all over this great country, to towns which can be difficult to find, to Calico, Silverado, and Central City, to Dodge City, Virginia City, and Tombstone. To locate the mine on the map, you'll need my projector. When it comes to placing the stones, you'll need to ask someone who
Not the
holds a warm
stressful
place in
audio,
my
I'm
heart.
sorry.
I have stored his name accordingly, but to retrieve his name, you'll have to give the dolls an order. This will require looking inside Camille's dancing shoes for the name of their maker, and wearing the shoes as you perform her favorite step on the dance floor. As for my beloved Camille, she has 4 words for you. Words which, when translated
need to
into
make food
numbers
after
and
this.
used in combination,
I have not
will help
eaten very
power
much
my
today.
projector. But alas, she's taken them with her to her grave. So go to Copper Gorge, Colorado and pay your respects, and let some of her goodness rub off on you. I promised Camille that this train would always be her home. In return, she promised to never leave, and indeed she never has. People say I'm crazy, but I've seen her and heard her and feel her presence on the train even today, 20 years after her untimely death. So above all else, my dear niece, let nothing happen to my train. It holds wonderful things. Kindest regards, Jake Hurley.
I wish that would have been narrated by Jake Hurley. I'm just saying. Elle says I made Tres Leches cake and I'm finally enjoying a piece right now. Proud to say it's amazing. That sounds so good. It was for a coworker who requested that practice cake. How do I acquire some of the practice cake? Can I request practice cakes from you? I would like cake. How do I sign up for this? I'll be a guinea pig for cake. Because I mean, even like mediocre cake is still cake. It's still good. Oh wait, I should... Nah, I guess I should tell people she's alive first. I guess we'll do that. I will bake you cake someday, please. I'm begging you. I love cake. Lulu want cake. What? Oh my gosh. I need food. Insanity. Who was I gonna talk to? Oh, the Hardy Boys. Okay. You make me a good dinner, I'll make you dessert. That's a deal. I can cook food if you can cook dessert. I really want to get good at baking cakes. Because I've tried some where like I was doing better. But
hey Nancy,
What's with the Cheshire Cat grin?
you found Lori.
Yeah.
Yep, she's holed up in the caboose, and as a reward for finding her, she let me have this. It's a letter from Jake to his niece in which he leaves clues telling her how to find his mine. Only the clues are extremely
Abby.
obtuse.
hello.
You found Lori.
Greetings,
you got
friend.
the letter with all the clues.
Not
Guess you don't
popping
need
up
us.
in the wrong
Oh,
account.
Joe, quit pouting. Want any help?
Are you kidding? You bet I do.
Now you're talking.
Okay. Stands to reason. Okay.
I found a
remember
diagram
if I
for
asked
some kind
both
of
of these or
contraption
not.
that Jake designed, but to operate it you need his pickaxe
Happy out
and
here with
some
the
kind of
loopholes.
lamp or lantern, which it looks like he gave to somebody named Buell.
So funny.
Buell? Joe, show her.
Show her what?
That old picture we found.
Okay.
We found this on the bookshelf. See? Buell's Supplies and Pawn Shop. That's gotta be
Why-
the same Buell Jake gave his axe and lantern to.
Yeah, 100 years ago. And the guy was
Why
a
is
pawnbroker,
Joe
Frank. This stuff's probably
confused?
long gone.
Or maybe it's
About
still
what
somewhere
picture?
in Copper Gorge.
Well, that's where we're headed, so let's just hope for the best.
Right.
Frank's like, show her the picture. And he's like, what picture? The picture that has giant letters that says Buell's, the thing she just said out loud, Joe. And he's like, the what? Joe was like having a blonde moment. Like, what was that? How often do we earn Pa Pennies? Trying to remember. I think it's supposed to be every like 5 or 10 minutes you get some. I can't remember the exact amount. You're supposed to get 100 like every 5 to 10 minutes or something like that. He's daydreaming about cheeseburgers. Question, how many voice actors has Frank had? It's either 2 or 3. I think. I can't remember. So he had this voice actor, and then he had Jonah that's done most of the games. But I can't remember if like before this point. So I'm trying to remember. This is the last game where this guy whose name I was basing on voiced him, I think. but before this, I can't remember if there was more than one. Also, if Abby was on the right account, she might be able to get Pa Pennies. This voice actor just feels right for Frank. I like this voice actor, but also I guess I've heard just so much of Jonah voicing Frank that he feels more natural to me, I guess. Like, he's more who I think of. Like, this Frank is cute, but he's not like who I think of first when I think of Frank, if that makes any sense. Okay, going back. I stepped out for a sec, but I'm back. Just so we're talking to the Hardy Boys, which is great timing. It's such great timing. Perfection. Probably my favorite version of the Hardys when they're in the game. Mostly Joe, because he's still funny, but he's taken more seriously than in later games. Which is funny because I feel like he's a little bit more silly in this. Like, he has more like dumb blonde moments in this game. I feel like maybe that's just me, but it's the whole like cheeseburger and like it's not like it's from Mark Twain or something. It just like the number of times that wait, Abby, are you not a mod on here? How are you not a mod? What? How? I'm so confused. That didn't make any sense. I need to fix that. I need to add more mods. Okay. My life is a blonde moment. Oh my gosh, I feel that. Need to have a tab running with this stream to earn lots of Pa Pennies. Yes, exactly. OMG, how I've missed your streams. I've like not streamed a ton in the past 2 or 3 months because it's like I took off November and then December I only streamed a few times because of the holidays, and then January there's just been like so much stuff going on that I only streamed like once or twice. So there's just like been so much going on. I've not streamed a ton. I should be streaming a lot more this month though. And we've got spoiler alert, I'm gonna have a promo thing coming up for it, but I'm gonna be streaming Stardew again with Ricky from Indie Crafts on Fridays. Should be starting this week. And we are theoretically going to actually be playing with some mods, just a few basic ones, but I'm very excited. I think we're going to be trying to like speed run winter in Stardew during the month of February so that we can hit March and do spring. But yeah, I'm super excited to start that up again. Samuel says, I like Jonah von Spreeken, honestly. Yeah, I like him too. You like how dry this voice actor is. Jonah tends to be more animated. That's fair. Yeah, like I definitely like things about both of them. I think it's just that like I said, I feel like I've heard more of Jonah's Frank, that I just think of him more like that's who my mind goes to first when I think of Frank's voice. Can't imagine Joe being voiced by anyone else, and Jonah just gives older brother to me, so it checks out. Yeah, that's fair. And Joe is like... Rob Jones is just... he's so perfect for that. And it's hard to imagine someone else doing it. Like, I feel like at some point it will have to be someone else. But... yeah, that's gonna be like a sad day because he's just so iconic for the role. It's so good. Focus enough on Joe being a detective instead of just making jokes. Yeah, this is true. I do like the detective focus. I wish we could see more of like they're doing detective stuff in the background, and I would love to see more of the sleuthing that they're doing instead of just occasionally we go talk to them and they're like, so here's all the deep dive we did.
It stands to reason that the only person other than Jake who had to have known the location of Jake's
Samuel,
mine
thank you for
was
the
the engineer
follow.
on Jake's train.
Over on
Very
Twitch, I
true.
think that
Not
is.
necessarily. Jake might not have told him the exact location. Maybe he just had him drop him off somewhere nearby.
Well, still, we'd be way ahead of the game if we knew where that drop-off point was.
If the engineer had any surviving relatives,
Yeah, Rob
we
has
may
always
be in
voiced
luck.
Joe.
The guy died more than 100 years ago. How are we supposed to find out his name?
Maybe Charlena What's-Her-Face could tell us how to go about it.
Good idea, Frank. I'll ask her. See you later.
You know where to find us.
So save, please. Yeah, I'm pretty sure for like recurring characters that have come back throughout the whole series, Rob Jones is the only one that has voiced the character the whole time. Because technically Ned has had a different voice actor, and now Nancy has. Frank has had more than one voice actor. George has had almost a different voice actor every time we've seen her. Bess has had more than one voice actor, but she's had the same one for a while. Of course, we haven't seen her in years. Side-eye her interactive, please. I'm begging you, bring back Bess and George. For the love of all that is holy, bring back Bess and George. She is typing so slow. Like, her hands are just like floating and just like vaguely tapping keys. The only Rob Jones substitute I would allow is Sean Cassidy. Sean Cassidy is a great Joe.
Yes?
What are you working on?
I'm writing my next book. I'm on a deadline, so until I write those two most wonderful of all three-letter words, the end, everywhere I go, my laptop goes, and every chance I get, I write.
I found Lori. She's in the caboose. You were right. She disappeared because she wanted to see which of us would find her first.
And you won. Congratulations.
Rob finding out about the cheeseburger scene was amazing. Yeah, that was great. Prediction for game 35. Grand finale. I mean, I don't think game 35 is going to be the last game, for one thing. Yeah, we need the girls to come back. I'm just saying, the powers that be at Her Interactive, you need to listen to us. Listen to what the fans want. We've been begging for it. Speaking of Rob, Bess and George have been robbed of being in games and I need them back too. Yeah, I mean, the thing is at this point, like, it's been so long, I don't know if part of the concern, so like I said, George has kind of had a different voice actor every single time we've seen her. At least, like, every time we've seen her in person, I swear she pretty much had a different voice actor. Like, she had a different voice actor in Shattered Medallion than she did in, what was the last time before that? Alibi and Ashes? There's something in there too, between the two? I don't know, but she's had multiple. The voice actor for Bess said she would want to come back, but she hasn't done any voice actor work in a long time. Hey, the bright side though is that means that you're not competing with other contracts to get her. I think we need to beg louder, including myself in that. I say something about it constantly. I guess I should say something outside of just like streams and everything. Fanbase will accept a new game dev system, but I can't accept they'll never come back. Yeah, I mean, they have to come back. Like, Bess and George have to come back. And here's the thing. As much as I love the Hardy Boys, I think Bess and George are more important than the Hardy Boys. Favorite voice actor for George was from Rand and Ash. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. Like, I mean, because it's so canon that Nancy and Bess in particular have literally been friends since they were in elementary school. What 8 to 10 years old, somewhere in there. Like, they were like, they've been friends for forever. They've been friends for like a decade at least, possibly longer than that. And like, Bess is just so important, and George is too. George is underrated. I'm just saying. Um, and here's okay. I'm gonna say this so it's not really a spoiler. Um, because I know there's at least one person in chat right now who has not played or doesn't remember a number of the games, especially newer ones. Um, and I know not everyone has played Mystery of Seven Keys, so I'm not gonna say this is really like a spoiler, but I I have to say that I think the inclusion of Nancy's friends in Mystery of Seven Keys, it frustrates me because I feel like things were not utilized well enough so that it feels like their presence was worth it, or like they were there in the way I would want them to be there. But then the hard thing is like, well, now it's like, well, now I want to have more of those characters because I feel like I didn't have enough of them, but we just had them. So then it's like, well, then we have a third game in a row where we have the Hardy Boys, and that's just too much. But how much do we really have the Hardy Boys and Keys? So it's like it's hard. Um, I think we just stick all the characters in the game. Like game 35, just include all of them. Um, I'm missing a few things in chat. I beg for George, especially at any point I'm given the opportunity. Yes. Yep. I want them to come back in game 35. Definitely want to see Bess and George again in the future. Also, hello, Lou. Glad to see you. Hope you're having a good day. Um, yeah, we need him back. How can we say Nancy is even a girl's girl if she never talks to her girlfriends? Yeah, these are the real questions. Hardy Boys definitely need a break. I love the Hardy Boys with Bess and George, though. Well, and like another option is that it wouldn't be terrible to have the Hardy Boys still as a phone contact, or have. Here's the thing: I just want all of them included. Like, can we? Here's a hot take: can we have less suspects and all of Nancy's friends? Like, please, just give me. And here's I need to have Joe and Deirdre in another game. Like, I don't need 10 suspects. I don't need it. Give me like 3 or 4 really good suspects, and then give me all of Nancy's friends as at least a phone character. Like, they don't have to be in person, but at least a phone character for all of them. Because I want to talk to all of Nancy's friends, and that would be so fun to be able to like whenever there was some of the older games, especially, like you would talk to the Hardy Boys or like Bess and George, like you could pick, or even Ned, and they would phrase like their hints and stuff differently and things like that. Um, like I just I want I want them all because I love just like the lore and character stuff and vibes and all of that. That it's like the mystery is super important, but I feel like we can have it be more compressed to less characters and make sure all the characters are really developed like super well, and they're all essential. Like, you could not cut any of the characters and the game make any sense, because that is one thing I will say about Mystery of Seven Keys. Also, I'm sorry, Squid, because you're here. Um, and I don't really feel like this is a spoiler, like this is just opinion based, but I do feel like with the way things worked out with Mystery of Seven Keys, not all of those characters are essential. You could remove multiple characters and it would change very little about the game. Like there's arguably more than one character that would literally change nothing to remove them. And I feel like that's problematic because like everybody needs to be essential. Opinion me. Like if everybody's developed well as a character and everybody's involved in the story adequately and everybody's fleshed out, they should be so essential that you cannot remove them and things make any sense. Opinion me. Like, okay, so let's think about like this game. Leo is not one of the characters I'm saying you cut, by the way. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. Charity, like, don't worry. I'm obsessed with Leo. He's one of my favorites. You cannot remove him. He's not who I'm referring to. But like this game, by comparison, let's think about Last Train. So Charlena, she's important to the game because she knows about like history stuff. We get history information from her, so you'd have to figure out some way to get that information. She has connections in with Lori, and there's like drama and stuff there. So it'd be hard. You'd have to change some stuff if you cut her for sure. Definitely have to change stuff if you cut Tino because like he's just cut his nose in everybody's business. John Gray has all the stuff with Camille's ghost and all that. It's like we wouldn't have hardly any discussion of that without his character. And so like he definitely provides helpful information. Heck, even Fatima is important. Like we need Fatima's character. Like I don't know. I feel like there's one character in particular in Key, and I'm not saying this that as I didn't like this character, but this one character, I liked them. However, I felt like basically everything with that character is something that, like what they talked about with Nancy, is stuff they could have Googled. Like, the player character could Google it on Nancy's fancy smartphone. You did not need that character to be there. And so, like, that makes me sad because I feel like the character could have been used better because I like that character. But, and I don't want to, like, say too much in this context because, spoilers. I need to go back because I'm missing things in chat. Wait. Oh, I missed things. Treasure in the tracks. Main reason to bring in the Hardy Boys into Key was because of the game they had in Prague before. Yes, but, well, okay. You say that, but they had connections to Zane, which is, like, briefly mentioned, and then it's like, but we're not gonna talk about how one of the characters from Key, who I have a lot of feelings about that character in Key, and how they're utilized and all that kind of stuff. But we have a character in Key that the Hardy Boys work with during Midnight in Salem, and we just, like, don't really talk about that. Like, that's kind of vaguely implied, but it's like, you could just miss that. And I was like, why isn't there more? Give me more, please. Please, sir, can I have some more? Like, I'm just... my brain hurts. Wait, Squid, am I saying things you don't know? I'm talking about Zane. That Zane from Key works with the Hardy Boys on the case that they're doing during Midnight in Salem. Not me confusing Squid, who worked on the game. I was gonna say, I know this is like a thing. Maybe it was Briella that talked to me about this. It is okay. Okay, technically some stuff from Mid gets mentioned in Key. Like Nancy mentions the question the Hardy Boys pop at during Midnight in Salem about the detective agency. That gets referenced in Key. And they do it's referenced somewhere. It's like in the text messages or something. Okay. I don't know, you're not a fake fan. I just have a problem. I have a problem in that I want to sit there and like I scrolled through like all of the text message history and the journal stuff and all of that. Yeah, she mentions it in the journal. Obviously, I know you put it there. Obviously, that's how things get there. I know how game development works. Completely unrelated question. Has nothing to do with this convo, so you're gonna DM me. Oh boy. Now I'm gonna have to go back and find out about, or like look at what all the tea was with the connections on that case. Remember at one point we were making sure every character in Key would have a reasonable alibi without drawing too much attention to one singular character. I think in the end there were too many. Yeah, there's a lot of characters. Couldn't work out where every character made sense. Her phone in Key. I'm telling you, it is a, what is it? Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. That's what the phone is. Like, try to tell me I'm wrong. That phone even comes in like the same shade of pink. That is the phone that she has. And it's like the size of an iPad. Yeah, Leo is such a cutie pie. I'm obsessed with him. I would like to have Leo come back. Leo is the grandpa we all want. He is delightful. You want to see Zoe in a future game? Yeah, that would be so fun. Taking through dialogue trees. Trying to work out a format to share my findings that isn't completely insane. I mean, I'm open to insanity. I'm just saying.
What else do you know about Jake
We
Hurley?
need to play this
You
game.
know, the man who originally owned this
I'm
train?
spiraling.
Wealthy, imaginative, adventurous, stubborn, egocentric, and most importantly, he was smitten at the age of 35 by a young French woman named Camille Voulet, who died about a year after they were married.
When did he buy this train?
Sometime in the 1870s, he decided to seek his fortune out west, so he had this train custom built so that he, and some years later his wife, could traverse the mountains and plains in relative comfort.
Where did he meet Camille?
I don't know that. The circumstances surrounding her passing are a bit of a mystery, too. All anyone knows for sure is that years after Camille's death, he showed up in Denver with a pouch full of gold nuggets and semi-precious stones, which he used to purchase mining supplies. He refused to say how he'd come by them, which of course led to speculation that he had
I
found
wish
a
YouTube would add
fantastically rich
tagging
vein
on
somewhere.
mobile.
Although to this day,
It's
its
so annoying they don't
existence
have
remains
that.
unsubstantiated, and its location quite unknown.
My brain is foggy tonight, so you all sound like scholars to me right now. I mean, that's basically the level of Nancy Drew information obsession that I have. Like, I know way too much Nancy Drew information.
The others on the train, John Gray and that police detective, do you know them very well?
I don't know them at all. Needless to say, I don't watch television, so I've never even seen Mr. Gray before. Although I do know that his profession, if you can call it that, is rife with crackpots. As for Mr. Balducci, from what I've read, his success in solving those robberies was less a matter of talent and more a matter of being in the right place at precisely the right time.
These docs are like 20,000 words. I'm listening. I'm just saying. I'm listening. You have my attention.
In other words, you don't think he deserves all the attention he's getting?
No. You and those two Boy Scouts you're with would make better detectives. Is that all, dear?
Well, as a matter of fact,
Did you know that Lori wants to be a romance novelist?
Doesn't everyone?
Do you think she could do it?
No. Could we please talk about something a little more pleasant?
How would I go about finding out the name of Jake's train engineer?
If you're smart, you'd ask me. And because my work is going surprisingly well, during my next break, I'll log on to my archives at home and see what I can turn up.
That'd be great, thank you.
Whoever invented the cellular modem, that's whom you should thank, dear.
Well, I'll let you go.
All right, then.
alright. I'm gonna save. So I don't have to redo all the dialogue. Especially in these where I can't just rapid fire click through all the conversations.
Can't check that off. Haven't done that yet. Still have to can't check that off yet. Haven't done that. I'm done with that. I'm done with that.
I was talking about this with somebody the other day.
Can't check that off yet.
But at some point,
Haven't done. Check. Check. Still have
when
to
it
do
seems
that.
like it's an okay timing to
Can't
play
check
Key
that off.
again
Can't
on
check that
stream,
off. Finish that.
I am
Still
determined
have to do that. Haven't done
to
that
play
yet.
all
I'm
of
done with
Mystery of the
that.
Seven Keys.
Still have. Finish that. I'm done with that. I'm done with that.
With
Check.
only the controller. It like never using mouse and keyboard, only using the controller to control the gameplay,
Still have to do that.
just to prove that it can be done.
Still have to do that. Still have to do that.
It's not perfect,
Haven't done
and
that
there's some clunkiness with it, which
Haven't
is
done
sad.
that yet.
But
Still have
running
to do that.
around is so nice. Like the free movement, running around with a controller, and just like spinning around, just like the panoramic shots of like the birds flying and the sun rays. I'm like, this is so pretty. I love this. Like, I want there to be, I want it to have like a, was it like cinematic mode or whatever, where you can make the UI like invisible or turn off or whatever. So that I could do like recordings of like looking around and not have all the UI stuff on the screen, because it's so pretty.
Can't check that off yet. Haven't done. Still have to do that. Haven't done that. Still have to do that.
Okay, so now I can start stealing the gemstones. That's his dedication. I mean, somebody's got to do it. Might as well be me. I gotta say, latte art with a controller is an experience. It can be done, but it is an experience. Oh, I didn't look at this box.
Teddy Eberhardt.
Missed that one.
That tool I saw
Oh,
in the
yeah,
caboose.
I can go
I
and do
bet
this.
that's what you use to unscrew these bolts.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. It's like a puzzle. I have to... I think this one... Oh, maybe. Maybe we're okay. Oh, no. No, I knew it. I knew one of these messed with this one. Which messes with this one? Which messes with this one? Which messes with that one? Ah! Oh, no. Oh,
More pipes to
nailed
connect.
it. I miss being able to look around Olive Key. The environments of that game are so pretty outside. Morning time was so pretty to me. The sky was pinkish and blue. So pretty. Dog would be so cool with Key's graphics. Imagine a speakeasy. Yes. Dog is high up there to me for games that I would love to see remastered. I would love to see Dog remastered. And I would love to see...
Here we
There
go.
we go. I want to see Haunted Carousel remastered. I want to see Ghost Dogs remastered. Those are two of my top ones that I would love to see. Also, just obviously, like, Stay Tuned for Danger is so iconic. It's kind of hard to remaster it, but I think it's just a matter of time. Like, technology-wise, it's already more difficult to run, so I think from that standpoint, it needs a remaster. But yeah. Need to see the Speakeasy in 4K. Absolutely. Blackmore Manor for me just to see all the rooms and run up and down the stairs. Yes. And like the tunnels or the yeah, like the tunnels in Curse of Blackmore. Oh, I can open this. Okay.
Looks like a pattern for some kind of dance step. Maybe I better keep this.
I still need to look at that remastered version of TRT. Like, people talk about it all the time, and I keep forgetting to go look at it. Think about it a couple days ago. Imagine if in the next game there's a TV playing clips like in Trail of the Twister. One of the clips is the Serena scene from Stay Tuned for Danger. That would be great. Stay Tuned for Danger remaster, but keep the old character models. It has to have cursed Photoshop. Like, it just has to. Stay Tuned for Danger remaster, but it still needs to be very 90s. Absolutely. That's the only way. Best of the games cutscenes on loop. Love the huge desktop monitors and the desk Rolodex and floppy disk. Yes. Yeah, no updated graphics, just the original graphics on a TV screen, like an old show. Would be amazing. Wanted there to be more books and keys so we could read more stuff versus hearing about it from people. Yeah. You made so many books that got cut. Sadness. Is there any way for, like, the world to know about some of that? Like, if it's cut content that's not going to be used.
Works. Always your friend, Thomas Wilson.
I like Charity's question here. Stay Tuned for Danger is very iconic. So iconic. Hello, M. Glad to see you. I snuck in an ACOTAR book. Not this. Not this, L. This is a clip Elizabeth needs for something. I mean, can her share it with the world though? I don't mean you. I know that's not how it works. I know you don't get the rights to it. I mean, can we sweet talk her interactive into showing us the cut content? Yeah, that's so fair, Squid.
I still have to do that.
I need to call Bess and George about the shoes. Oh wait, I guess I'm not at that point yet. I need to do the dance. Not in like 10 years. Sign the petition.
Whoa!
I mean, in like 10
Somebody
years,
must have
there's
thrown
only
the
gonna have been
emergency
like,
brake.
you know, one, maybe two more games. So
Question is,
I'm just kidding.
did
Kidding.
somebody
It's too
throw the
soon.
break or something?
Too soon to joke about that.
Oh, now you sound like Lori.
Hey, I was the first one on the scene, and I saw no one.
I'm joking. I'm not that pessimistic.
Who was the next person on the scene?
John Gray. Then Balducci came bursting through one door while Frank and the engineer came through the other.
Yeah,
What
Abby,
was
I know
that
which
guy
clip you're
doing?
talking about. I
He
think
said the train
that's what
could've
she's talking
derailed.
about.
He reset the brake, muttered a few choice words, then headed back to the engine just as you and Lori showed up.
I mean,
Everybody
maybe
was
so,
there
Charity.
except Charlena. I don't think she left her
Maybe
laptop the whole time.
so. Purposely left before I could hear anything about Game 35, so I have no clue what the timeline will be like. That's fair. Because it probably is hard to, like, hear a little bit, especially super early on, because then, like, you don't know how much of that changes. And it's also just a long time to keep information secret. And
Do you think she could have thrown the brake and snuck back to her laptop without your seeing her?
Not likely, but possible, I guess.
The question is, why? What did she or anybody else stand to gain by stopping the train?
Answer? Nothing. Which is why I think we should at least consider the possibility that something less human in nature may be at work here.
Oh, Joe.
I'm going to see if Balducci's done dusting for fingerprints. Catch you later.
I almost selected the emergency brake all over again. That wouldn't have been good. Petition for Brigella to become new CEO eventually. That would be awesome. Oh yeah, we're talking to Tino.
Well, it's the little lady detective. What do you need?
I found Lori. She was hiding in the caboose.
Oh, yeah?
She disappeared because she wanted to see who'd find her first, which is why she left that clue behind.
Little lady
That
detective,
slug?
ick.
I mean, I knew that slug was a clue. That's why I gave it to you. I mean, I
Right.
could have found Lori no sweat, but I thought, hey, why not give somebody else a shot? And you came through. Nice job.
Thank you.
But look, from now on, if you come across anything that may have something to do with Jake Hurley and his mind, well, let me know, okay? Just so I can, give you advice, help you sort things out. After all, the opportunity to work side by side with a world-famous police detective doesn't come along every day, you know.
Uh-huh. Is anyone else upset by how, like, dusty the desk mat in front of him is? And the fact his arms are just, like, rubbing all over it? Like, his sleeves have to be filthy. I'm just saying.
How did you and Lori meet?
We met at a party in New York. Nice girl. Not a lot upstairs, but nice girl.
She seems to have a thing for your eyes.
Yeah, she always told me they were... I mean, she told me once that she thought they were very,
Squid, you missed us
round.
talking about his chest hair at the beginning of this. Why did they have to do that to us, though? I know detail's impressive, but we didn't need that. Why can we see that? Yeah, some of y'all missed that, and now you're cursed with that information. Oh my gosh.
What do you think happened to Jake Hurley?
He probably died trying to work that mine of his
Adds
all
to the
by
story that the
himself.
train is so old. Yeah,
Now,
for
let
sure.
you in on a secret. I'm onto something that could crack this case wide.
Really trying to make him as greasy and gross as possible. Cursed with knowledge. I wasn't upset, but I am now. Oh my gosh. I can't not think about his arms just swimming around in the dust now. Wait a second. Why is his thumb that long? Am I the only one noticing this? It looks like his thumb is almost as long as his other fingers.
What did you find?
Sorry, can't go into detail.
Sorry.
Let's just say that thanks
I'm
to
sorry.
yours truly, what happened to Jake Hurley won't
If I have to be
missed
cursed
much
with it,
longer.
you do too.
Did you find any fingerprints on the emergency brake handle?
None that ready, hell. Thanks to Casey Jones. I told the old geezer not to touch
Greetings,
anything,
Hunter.
but he
Glad
went
to
and got
see you
his
again.
big, fat,
You came
oily
back
paw prints
at
all
a
over the
delightful
place.
time.
If
to
we
come
didn't need him
back.
to drive the train, I'd charge him with obstruction of justice.
We're just talking about cursed knowledge. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
So you have no idea who threw the break?
Whoa, I didn't say that. As a matter of fact, I found this. Probably fell out of the perp's pocket while he was yanking on the handle.
Looks like some kind of thermometer.
Yeah, like the kind a certain ghost hunter uses on that bogus show of his.
It looks like
think
a
John
remote
Gray
that
threw
Jimmy
the break?
Neutron would have.
But why would he do that?
Because they're thinking about axing his show, that's why. I checked with this buddy of mine in L.A. Gray's got to come up with something real big real soon, or he's toast. And you can't get much bigger than a train with a spooky past that's prone to strange accidents, now can you?
Like, am I the only one who thought about that? That it looks like the remote, or it reminds me, I guess I should say, of the remote that Jimmy Neutron uses to, like in the Jimmy Neutron movie, iconic piece of cinema, by the way. There's like a remote he uses to make this like planet mobile over his bed, like open up, and it grabs his sheets and like spins them around and makes his bed. Am I the only one that remembers? Does anyone else remember that? Isn't there a little remote for that? I'm gonna have to look that up.
Have you confronted John with your suspicions?
All in due time. I always like to get my ducks in a row before I make an arrest.
Haven't played an indie game in forever. Squid! What are you doing? I'm just kidding. It's probably a nice break to do other things for a little while, honestly. Who can forget the awesome Oscar-nominated Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius? Such an iconic film. Such an iconic film. Also, okay. This is like so niche. And this is so random. But Hunter, am I remembering correctly that I have a memory of seeing you commented on an Alex Myers video reviewing that movie? Like on YouTube? Because I think that I remember seeing you in the comment section on that video. And now I don't know if this is like a fever dream and this didn't actually happen, or if this is real. Is this a real thing that I'm remembering? I think someone was on the comment section of that. Are you gonna arrest him?
Hey, the train could have derailed. We're talking reckless
I know, I
endangerment,
said she can have an
attempted
indie break.
assaults, maybe even attempted murder. John Gray wanted publicity. That's exactly what I'm gonna give him.
It's been great talking to you.
Anything for a fellow detective.
Squid, maybe you're just not trying to play them chaotically enough. Also, hello again, Tori. I saw you pop back in there. Technically indie games are indie games. Silly. We need to do that dance thing. There's a lot of puzzles we need to do. There's so much. We're gonna need to get to a stopping point because I need to eat. I used to stream with Dixper. Yeah. You need to play one of the other windowed games and have the key jump scare jump up in front of you. That's what you need. That'll make it feel like a new experience. Okay, so I am not drawing this. That was your comment? Okay, I thought that you commented on that video and I remembered seeing it. That's so funny. Okay. Yeah, I was not gonna draw this. Whirly burly, whatever the heck it's
the
called.
name of the shoes is so faded, I can't tell what it is.
Well, it's fine.
Maybe Bess and George can help me figure out.
Nancy,
who made
it's fine. We can still dance. Did anyone else ever try to do this dance IRL as a kid? Given that I didn't play this game as a kid, no. Fun fact, I did not play this game until maybe like 3 years ago now. It had been 4 years ago now. It's been like since 2020, I think. Like it's only been in the past few years. I don't know if I can, well, okay, I say that. I don't think, like, I didn't own this game growing up for some reason that I can't explain to you. This cutscene. Ah! Horrifying. Oh. We got a rock. I immediately thought of the kid from
Guess Camille liked to
Charlie
collect
Brown,
dolls.
what is it, the Great Pumpkin or whatever. Where the kid's just like, I got a rock. Just like the one kid just keeps getting a rock everywhere they stop when they're trick-or-treating. I think that I would break something if I tried to do that dance. Ven and Train, only 2 games where Nancy dances. No, Charlie Brown wasn't the one that was saying it. It was like one of the other little kids that was saying, I got a rock. Right? It was like the other little kid. Was it Pigpen? Or was it somebody else? It was not Charlie Brown. No, it was Charlie Brown. Was it Charlie Brown? I thought it was Pigpen. Oh, dear heavens. It was Charlie Brown, wasn't it? Oh my gosh. I have, in my defense, Apple is horrible and hates all of us and only lets you watch it for free for like 1 week out of the year, and nowhere else online has any rights to it. You can't buy it on DVD, nothing. So I have not watched it in years. Like any of the, like the Charlie Brown Christmas, Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, Charlie Brown Great Pumpkin. Like I haven't seen any of those in forever. We're coming back to that. I need to call my friends and ask for information. Very true, very annoying. Yes. Yes.
Hello?
Hi, Beth.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh dear. Oh, I don't want to talk about all this right now. I just
The name
want
of the
this.
company that made Jake's wife's dancing shoes is too faded to read. But to find Jake's mine, I need to know what it is.
Hey, I know what you can do. Take a picture of them with your cell phone, then send it to us, and we'll check them out for you.
But I thought you guys had to paint Bess's room.
Boring. Besides, we're going to have to take a break soon because we're almost out of paint. Probably because Bess has gotten more on me than she has on the wall. Anyway, send us a picture of the shoes via cell phone as soon as you can.
Actually, I already sent you a picture of the shoes.
Well then, hey, we're on it.
Oh, you guys are the greatest.
I know. Need
Given
anything
how
else?
long ago I sent the picture, it's really funny to think about the fact that like they got this picture of these old dance shoes and they weren't like, we should ask Nancy why she's texting us this. Oh, why do I have
Talk
the
to you
hiccups?
soon.
We'll be right here. Yeah, washing the paint out of our hair.
I wonder if this has something to do with that list of cities
I'm
Jake
gonna have to
mentioned
make
in his
another
letter to
picture.
Ruth.
No, maybe I'm fine. Maybe I'm fine.
I wonder if this has something to do with that list of cities Jake mentioned in his
I
letter
don't know
to
if it
Ruth.
resets though. Okay, Silverado. Central City. Oh no. Oh. Love all the puzzles in this game. They're so fun. Yeah, there's some pretty good puzzles in this game. I have to go. This is super nice to be able to watch the stream again. We're so glad that we got to have you, Abby. Hope you have a good evening. Oh, and goodbye, Squid, as well. Thanks for being here. Thanks for chatting. Missed you. What's the other one? Is Dodge City? Is that the next one? Yeah, Dodge City. Did you change your hair or am I losing my marbles? I haven't changed my hair since December, since like right after Christmas. I got a haircut like the week after Christmas. I haven't done anything different since then. But I'm wearing different headphones, so I don't have my little ears. So things look different. Ah, that's not what I meant to click on. Dear heavens. Virginia City. Oh no. In your defense, I have not streamed very much at all since I got it cut, so it'd be very easy to miss. The lack of cat ears probably is throwing people off.
Guess I'm done. Strange. All that's left is a jumble of letters.
I don't remember if Nancy makes a note of this somewhere, so I'm going to write these down. When you're done, we should raid Kalina. Yeah, we can absolutely pop over to Kalina's stream after. I think YouTube still doesn't have a way to do like an actual raid, but I can put a link in the chat and we can all go over there. Yeah, it totally says something, Hunter. Never is it it's like with license plates when people spell out things, but they have to leave out like all the vowels. Why does this click so slow? Also, all the discussions tonight on stream are just reminding me that I need to actually make my key review videos. Because I have so many thoughts, and I can't keep just talking about them on stream in some capacity, but being careful. How did that not rip that paper? I'm just saying. Also, what are all these other maps of?
Jake's mind must be somewhere on this map, but where?
This just looks like somebody spilled tea on like a map of the ocean. Like, this doesn't look like anything. I don't think I have. I'm still missing gemstones. Oh yeah, the one that's in the cigar clipper. Need your takes in long format. It's definitely gonna be that for sure. I feel like I've seen people do it before too, but I have no idea how. Not lazy thigh burn. Not this.
Carbide. Just what I need to make that lamp I found work. Carbide. Just what I need to make that lamp I found work.
I love how Nancy says that, even if you haven't found the lamp.
That could be one of the gems I need. Maybe Tino will let me take a closer look.
Glad you dropped in. Lori told me she'd given you a letter from Jake Hurley that says how to find his mine.
I didn't mention it before because it's very bizarre.
Lori should have given that to me. I mean, I'm the trained professional around here. Let me take a look.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen enough. 2 words. Useless.
You couldn't even
Those
read
are
the
just
whole thing in that
writings of
time.
a guy who spent way too much of his life swirling mud around in pans under the hot sun. 5-star nut job.
Lori says she found
it's
this
only for
letter in a
famous
wastebasket.
people.
Exactly where it belongs.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not famous enough for that.
Do you think I could take a closer look at that cougar statue?
What, that cigar clipper? Go ahead, take a look.
I'll bet I need this stone to build that thing in the diagram I
The
found.
fact that Nancy's
If I
like
remove
spinning it around
now,
and
Tino will
moving
know
it,
I'm
but you
onto
don't see her
something.
hands. It makes me think of
Interesting. I just wanted to get a good look at it, that's all.
What else can I do for you?
it makes me think of Veggie Tales. Like they don't have hands or anything, so you just like see things moving. Like you can see what they're like manipulating, but you don't see their hands doing it because they don't have hands.
Hope I didn't take up too much of your time.
Not a problem.
What is okay? Now I'm trying to think of what VeggieTales thing was it, where they. It was like is that the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Sly, or Dr. Jiggle and Mr. Sly. That's like the spoof on Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde or whatever. I think it's that one where it's like he sees like hands and stuff, like he has hands and gets spooked out or something. I don't remember. Like I can see the clip in my head and I'm pretty sure that's what it's from, but anyway, it's really niche. That's like a
Still
really
have to do
niche
that. Haven't
VeggieTales
done that
reference,
yet.
but
Still have to do that.
that's an underrated
Haven't done
one.
that yet.
The that's also the one that has the, what are they called? Like snoodles or whatever. There's like these little people. They're like these little creatures. They're very silly looking. I don't think they're like actually vegetables. They're just some sort of like little creature. And there's this whole thing where everyone has like the things they're good at and stuff, and everyone, so like there's the main character and he goes around, he's like trying to find what he's good at, and he'll try to do new things and will fail horribly, and the people in town will draw a picture of how ridiculous he was, and they put it in his backpack, so he's getting like weighed down by all these reminders of all these things that he's done wrong. And then he ends up like going up this mountain and talks to the guy that created him and all the people, and he takes all the things out of his backpack and like helps him see what he's actually good at, and that he has like this like value as a person, and it's like really cute. It's really cute. But it's like, this is like a niche one. Like that was one of the later ones that they made, and it's really good. It's really cute. I recommend that one. I can't remember what it's called. It's like a Snoodle's Tale or something like that.
Haven't done that. Haven't done that. Check. Finish that. I'm done with that.
Or they call it redirect on YouTube, but it has a sub minimum. That's annoying. So like the things in the one with the Frankenstein monster. No. I just remember the old ones. Yeah, the old ones are classic. There's a few of the newer ones. Okay, so like, I stand by the fact
Can't check
that the
off yet.
VeggieTales
Still
Lord
have
of
to
the
do that.
Beans,
Still have to do that. Haven't done that yet.
like the Lord of the Rings spoof they did, is fantastic. Like, that is a great movie.
Still have to do that.
I would watch that right now.
Still have to do that. Finish that.
Like,
Still have to do that.
it's so
Haven't done
funny.
that yet.
It's so funny. And
Haven't done that yet.
like, I laugh all the time. Like, this lives rent free in my head. How instead of orcs, it's the sporks. And the one, what is it? Is it Jerry Gord? The one, like, the silly guy of, like, the Gord brothers that's taller. He's an elf, and he's kind of like the Keebler elf, that he bakes cookies in trees and stuff. And he comes out with these cookies, and the sporks are just like, we haven't had nothing but maggoty bread in 3 stinking days. I'd love a cookie. And they all run over to him, and the evil guy that's like Saruman or whatever is just like, what are you doing? You need to listen to me. And they're just like, Cookie Man said no. The Cookie Man said no. It's just like, I think of that so
Still
often.
have to do that.
I couldn't tell you why.
Still have to do that. Still have to
Like,
do that.
Also,
Can't check that off yet.
him saying nothing tastes better than a cookie baked in a tree. Or just the Hog Rate being Gimli, but he's called like Grumpy or whatever, and he's just like always going around complaining. He just shows up and he's like, oh yeah, you have my axe, not that it'll do any good, and just dumps it down on the ground. You can basically quote that scene word for word. Yeah. Always love the parts who don't do anything. Yes. That's good. And the Jonah movie is so good. There's some
Still
classics.
have to do that.
It's tragic that the Jonah movie basically destroyed the company and completely bankrupted them, led to their downfall, but it was a great movie. Like, the whole opening
Can't check
scene
that off yet.
of... I didn't look at any of this for like what I'm actually supposed to be doing. I should actually be reading what I need to be doing. Why can't we have some meats? Oh, what's it saying? The beginning of the Jonah movie. Well, it's like the movie was so expensive, like the production and everything, that they like went into bankruptcy to produce it. Like, they went into really bad debt to try to make it because they did not have the money to do it. Yeah, it's basically, it's like entirely financial. Well, there was like some drama too, with like some conflicting visions a little bit or something, I think. But the main thing was just like money. Like, it was financially a lot because they made it, because I think they made it actually for theaters and stuff. So it was just financially way too much for the company to absorb. But yeah, it's a great movie. But the beginning scene, the whole sequence, again, this lives in my head rent-free sometimes. The whole thing where they're driving along in the van and they're singing the song, the Billy Joe McGuffin was a really clumsy kid on the first day of first grade, I'll tell you what he did. And they go through that whole thing. But like, when they're just like, they start going off the road and they're like bouncing on rocks and like hitting things, and like they go off the road and have to swerve to miss the stuff, and there's the tree, cabin, underwear, and they go into the clothesline and they just have like underwear on the windshield. Yes, drive into the river, Bob. Oh, drive into the river, Bob. Or maybe you could help me with the map. I have too much of this movie memorized. It's not me. It's not because of me. Okay. So my younger brother would watch movies and watch like certain parts of them on repeat. And he like whatever the parts were that he would watch a lot, like I have those specific parts of different VeggieTales movies or like Dora the Explorer or different things memorized. And so it will be like really random things I have memorized, but that's why it'll be those things. Okay, let's see. Gemstones.
Haven't done that. Still have to do that.
Okay, so we're waiting on that.
Haven't done
Then we
that
need to talk to
yet.
John Gray. And then we need to talk to the Hardy Boys to see if they've found out anything. I think that's where we're at.
What's up?
Are you by any chance missing a small digital thermometer?
Yeah, Saber
as a
Spark
matter
did
of
have a
fact, I
video
am.
on it. That
When
was
I
like
went through the box I packed
really
them in,
detailed.
that one over there, I came up one short. I was hoping to set up at least 6 in here so I could check for cold spots. How did you know I was missing one?
Because Tino Balducci found it by the emergency brake handle when he was testing it for fingerprints. And now he thinks you're the one who pulled it.
That's ridiculous.
But I sometimes
don't
listen to
have any reason to
VeggieTales
pull the
songs
emergency
unironically.
brake.
I would listen to VeggieTales songs unironically right now. I'm just saying. Also, the Larry Boy theme song slaps. I stand by that. Alright, we'll see you later, Elle. Thanks for being here.
Is it true that your show is in danger of being canceled?
Newsflash, my show was canceled. Happened last night. But what nobody knows yet is that it's been picked up by a major TV network. Not only am I still on the air, but I'm sitting prettier than ever. Any other questions?
Not this little one, Cave. The sounds in the background just sounds like sniff, sniff, pew. Sniff, sniff, pew. Because now all I can think of is the winds from Curse of Blackmore. That it's like them, that they're in the background and they're just sniffing and then like blowing the wind in the background. Like Aeolus is just lurking in the background.
Were you in this room the whole time prior to that emergency brake thing?
There's a song in the
Of course
Pirates
not.
movie that goes
I
way
made a
harder
couple
than you
of
need
trips to
to.
my compartment in the sleeping
I'm
car
very
to get more
curious.
equipment. But did I get an overpowering urge to pull the emergency brake while I was there? No.
I found Lori safe and sound in the caboose, so I guess those vibes you got about her being in serious trouble were wrong.
Strange. My vibes are never wrong. What's even stranger is I'm still getting them. So maybe they're not about Lori. Maybe they're about you.
Me? I'm not in any trouble.
Trust me. Either you or Lori is, or soon will be, in big trouble.
No offense, but I don't believe you.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
So you making any progress in here?
Oh yeah, not only am I getting some real unusual EMRs, that's electromagnetic readings, but take a look at this.
Frankly, I'm not into this ghost stuff, so I think I'll pass.
Yo ho,
No
hero.
problem. Need something else?
I'm gonna have to go look that song up. But another one of, so like one of my favorite VeggieTales songs that's kind of niche
I'll
is
let you get back to work.
Goodbye.
what's it called? Oh Santa. The one where Larry is waiting for Santa to show up on Christmas, and like all these other people keep showing up first, like the bank robber and the IRS, and oh, who's the other person that shows up? Oh, a Viking. And, like all these other people show up, and he's just like, you know, here, I'll give you a Christmas cookie. We'll all wait for Santa together. That one is so funny. Like I love the IRS shows up and he just slams the door in their face. Okay, I'm gonna go talk to the Hardy Boys and then we'll save and quit for the night. Because I need to go eat, and I keep saying that and then not doing it. So, I am finally actually hungry.
Nancy, you missed it.
Missed what?
The argument of the century.
Joe, he's exaggerating.
Oh, come on. You heard them. They were ready to tear each other to shreds.
Who?
Charlena and Lori.
All we heard was the tail end of it, and unfortunately, we really couldn't make out what they were saying.
So you don't know
Yes,
what they
we're
were
wrapping up
arguing
Maggie.
about?
No.
But whatever it was, both of them were absolutely out of their minds livid.
And it would probably
Once
be
we're
a
out
good
of this
idea to find out
conversation, we're
why.
gonna save and
Let me
quit.
look into it. I'll talk to you later, okay?
You know where to find us.
Oh, well, there you go. All right. So I'm gonna save there for now. I think we made some decent progress. All right. Oh yeah, and I need to. No. Well, songs are intense. Just can I have society, please? Okay, I am going to. Oh, got it right here. Okay, perfect. I am looking for. Oh, here we go. Okay, so here's Kalina's stream. Okay. Alright, so I am sending a link to Kalina's stream in the chat. I'm gonna pin it, hopefully. Yes, delightful. Okay. So, I have pinned Kalina's stream in the chat. And we're going to pop over there and go say hello. Thanks everyone for being here for the stream. Lots of good fun. Yes, thank you everyone for being here. We're gonna go say hi to Kalina. She's playing. Oh, I just closed out of it. Is Message on Haunted Mansion the Russian version? Do I have that correct? I already don't remember what I clicked on. Yes, Message on Haunted Mansion in Russian, which sounds wild. It's gotta be like so entertaining to. So it reminds me of when I was at the grocery store and I accidentally set the keypad for like where you check out and pay. I accidentally swapped it to Spanish and I couldn't swap it back without like voiding the entire transaction. So I just had to check out in Spanish and hope it was right. So I feel like, will you stop playing this song, Bob Saget? He keeps playing that song. Anyway, so we're gonna go over there and say hello to Kalina. And this coming Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, should be right. I'm gonna be streaming again, doing Stardew Valley with Ricky from Indie Crafts again. And I'm super excited about that. So, stay tuned for that. And next week, probably, I guess we'll do more train at some point in here. I need to squeeze in doing a little to the left because I still haven't done the DLC for that. I was supposed to already do that. But, very excited to restart Stardew and playing with a few mods to make things fun, / easier, like the mod that shows where the villagers are at all times. So we're not just wandering around lost. So I think that's going to be a really good time. But, thanks again, everyone, for being here. Go say hi to Kalina, give her some love, and tell her who sent you. And I will see you guys next week. See ya.